In today's video it's time for a comparison with the Pandora box number 9 versus the Pandora box 90. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Wicked Gamer and Collector. In today's video we are going to do this comparison with the Pandora box number 9 against the Pandora box 90. The question is, what are we going to get? Is the D an improvement? If you're having the number 9 or you have another version, and we're going to do a comparison, and we're going to do it with the main boards. And because the casing itself is depending a little bit where you can buy it. Because there are a lot of sellers having this Pandora box 9 or 9D in stock. And they're selling it with arcade machines, Pandora sticks, you name it. They stick it in it. And nevertheless, let's go. Alright, so let's take a close look at the Pandora box number 9. So the Pandora box 9 is basically an upgraded Pandora box 5. The Pandora box 9 has more games than the Pandora box 5. And the layout of the PCB board is a little bit different. But what I understand of the PCB board and the performance is it exactly the same. If you look at the connections of the Pandora box 9, it looks a little bit like the Pandora box 6 for example. But they have removed this USB port, there is seriously nothing behind it. So the Pandora box 9, it has more games, no search function, no adding new games, but it comes with games. So that's pretty weird. Because the official Pandora box doesn't have games included. Alright, let's go to the Pandora box 9D. If you look at this main board, what did they do? Of course the shell itself is in different color. But they added a lot more games. And looking at it specification wise, it has the same main board, the same layout, even the same CPU. Alright, so this Pandora box 9D, it has the same layout if it comes to the connections. It also has this green little, let's say stick rod, because there is no USB connection behind it. Alright, a little bit weird, a little bit of bummer. More games, a lot of crappy games. And see, I'm not lying, it's exactly the same. I added the Pandora box 9 on top, so you can see the side-by-side comparison and the differences. Alright, so let's take a close look at the internals of the Pandora box 9. It looks similar to the Pandora box 5, but this is not the case because we're not talking about the Pandora box 5, but it's basically not a really big upgrade. So let's add the 9D to the comparison. And what you can see, there are some differences. If you look at the internal parts, they used a different color. So yeah, they changed something out. But there are also some minor differences. So I'm going to give you a little quick look and basically just a little zoom. So looking at the main board beside the cooler, you can see there are some components missing over here. We're having the chips over here, they are still here, but we're having this place that we can solder something to it. So there are some differences. So the main board is a little bit of a revision of the old one, and I'm going to show you why that is. So if you take a close look over here, you can see, and I hope you can see it, here is the factory, or I'm guessing the factory who's making these PCB boards. It says here 2018, and this is the 3RX version 31. But here comes the strange part. So if you take a close look at this one, it says 2019. Okay, so we're having a new version, so it's a revision of the older one. But here comes the strange part. Same name, only this has at the end the version 25. So okay, wait, what? I'm thinking, personally for me it doesn't make any sense, because it's a new version, so it's 2019, but the version is different. How is that possible? Normally you're having a new main board with a new year, and the revision of the version is also different because it's a newer version in a new year. Or do they bring out a lot of different versions with every new year? That's confusing. Alright, so in this part of the video we're going to take a closer look at the games and let's say just the layout of the system. I'm just going to say it already, the Pandora box 9 and 9D have exactly the same layout. So, and if you take a closer look at the older models, this layout is exactly the same like the Pandora box 5. So basically, if it comes to the layout and the features, is just basically in Pandora Box 5. This one got more games than Pandora Box 5, yes. What they did add is more, let's say, homebrew games. There are here left and right some missing titles. For example, the Sega systems are now on this mainboard so far, I know. But I think, is it an improvement of the Pandora Box 5 or 6? 5, yes, because it says just more games. But the Pandora Box 6, no. So it's still, it's so weird that they call this a Pandora Box 9. Because it's not a very new version, don't you think? This is what you're going to get. Alright, let's take a close look at the 9D. Alright, so let's take a close look at the Pandora Box 9D. So if you look at the list itself, yes, we're having way more games. There are no 3-dimensional games on this system and there is no way to adding them. This is what you're going to get. If you look at this first list, for example number 3, we're having here the Hut. Or the King of Fighters 98 Combo Hut. And if you go into page number 2, we're having exactly the same game. So there are a series of double games. There are a lot of homebrew games. There are some SNES games and biggest games. It's pretty unique, but there are only a couple of them. So, and overall, the list itself, it's one big mess. Seriously, it's one big mess. So the more games is not a big improvement. It's just a big downgrade if you ask me. So this is what you're going to get with 9D. What do you think of it? I really love to know. Leave it in the comments. Alright, so for the final conclusion regarding the Pandora Box 9 versus the Pandora Box 9D. The reason I wanted to make this video is simply because I wanted to show you what are the differences. And for example, if you're already having a Pandora Box 9 version, it's not really an upgrade. It's even, to be honest, a downgrade. Because the 9, yes, the 9D has more games. But it has so much double games, so much shit on it. It's horrible. And there is no search function, so you need to scroll through the massive list of games, or you just need to remember every time the numbers of the games you want to play. And overall, the 9D, it's not an upgrade. It's more like a revision of the older one, and it's just a little bit improved. And I'm not talking about the performance, but so far I understand the performance itself exactly the same like the older version. So this is what you're going to get. I hope you really enjoyed this video and you have a better idea what you're going to get. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell. And if you're into retro gaming, check out the Wicked Gaming channel. See you next time. Bye bye. Oh yeah, we're going to make ourselves the Frankenstein under the Pandora boxes. We're having the Pandora Ultimate Edition! Yeah, new version! A lot of games! Battles.